1973, the 1979, and now 1985. So they meet once again every 6 years. Alvin Hall from the 5, the 10, 15, has an opening at the 20, 25, and brought down at the 32-yard line. Lyle Blackwood made the tackle, a return of 28 yards for Alvin Hall. Here's the offense. Eric Hipple, he is injured. Chest bruise, back bruise, but he's starting at quarterback. James Jones, Leonard Thompson, Mark Nichols, David Lewis, and Rob Rubick. So they're starting with the single-back offense and 2 tight ends. There's that offensive line. Brown, Jones, Mott, Greco, and Dorney, with Lomas Brown, the #1 draft choice, the only rookie in the starting offense. So Detroit goes to work at their own 32, first down. And as Sam Ratigliano said, as expected, James Jones has 5 yards to the 37. It'll be 2nd and 5. And George Little makes the tackle. Here's the basic defense of the Dolphins with Better, Charles, and Bocamper. We'll also see George Little in there. He'll be moving in and out. We look now at the 4 linebackers, Brzezinski, Ship Brown, and Hugh Green. Hugh Green last week said he had a terrible game against Tampa Bay. Last time he will do that for the Dolphins. We'll see today. Here's Jones to the right side. Close to the first down. Gains about 4. Well, now they move it back to the 41-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and a yard. Bob Brzezinski with the tackle. Here are the defensive backs with Langford and Judson on the corners, Glenn Blackwood and Bud Brown, the defensive safety. 3rd down and 1. The ball at the 41-yard line. Leonard Thompson comes out of that offensive set, and Mike Meade is in. Jones, the ball carrier. 44-yard line, gain of 3, and the first down. Sam, you set the whole thing up as Mike Charles made the last tackle. This is what Detroit has to do.
They're certainly doing now what they can do best. Dan Marino's on the sideline, and they're running the ball. You can see number 30, James Jones, is going inside. He only needed a yard. Got a good surge by the offensive line, particularly in the middle, and he picked up the first down, and they did not take long to hide their intentions.
James Jones and Alvin Moore, now the 2 running backs. First down, Detroit at their own 44-yard line. Alvin Moore, the ball carrier, and Doug Betters wraps him up at the 45. So he has a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Even this early in the ball game, they are running time off of the clock.
Well, there's Doug Betters, 75 right there. I don't know why they got out of the single-back offense. I would still continue to give the ball to number 30, but you're right. They're running time out of the clock. They've got good field position, and Marino's on the sideline.
Marino, of course, the quarterback for Miami. He can strike very quickly. Detroit wants to keep their offense on the field and use up the clock for the opening kickoff. Little play action fake. And has a man open. It's there, and he misses it. Mark Nichols. There's a flag down back at the 42. Mark Nichols had a step on Paul Langford, but Eric Hipple simply missed it.
He was wide open. He ran a nice individual one-on-one pattern to the corner, and it looks like we have a penalty here against Detroit.
The flag dropped back at the 42-yard line.
Holding number 51 offense, penalty declined, 3rd down.
David Jones holding. You saw a look at the official.
We're going to have a play-action pass by Eric Hipple. He looks like he's got plenty of time with Steve Mott blocking in the middle, and that's number 99, Little, trying to get. There's Darryl Rogers talking to the official. Eric Hipple's got to hit those patterns.
3rd down and 9, 45-yard line. This time he'll throw. Blitz is coming, and they get the sack. Robert Sowell, number 45, and he picks up his first sack of the season, and it'll be 4th down.
That inside blitz, you can see number 45 in the middle of your screen. Nobody picks him up. That's Eric Hipple's man. He was not picked up. He should have gotten rid of the ball a lot quicker. They did not have a scheme to pick him up. You could see right in the middle of the screen that number 45, Sewell, came clean.
Mike Black will be kicking. And Tom Figueredo is the deep back on the punt return for the Miami Dolphins. This will be his first game Good kick by Black, averaging 42.6. Here's Vigorito off of that knee injury from 2 years ago. To the 20, and hit and bumped out of bounds at around the 23-yard line. We have 11 minutes and 46 seconds left to go, first quarter, and no score. Don Shula, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, will have this offense going for him. Dan Marino, Tony Nathan, Woody Bennett, the running backs, Mark Clayton and Nat Moore, the wide receivers, Bruce Hardy, the tight end. And his offensive line of Giesler, Foster, Stevenson, Taves, and Green. So Miami on offense for the first time in the ball game at their own 23-yard line, first down with no score. We mentioned at the top of the show that Don Shula started his NFL coaching career here in Detroit in 1960. He came to Miami as a head coach after being head coach at Baltimore. He replaced George Wilson at Miami, who was his first NFL head coach. Miami from their own 23-yard line, first down. Look for Marino to throw. And he opens instead with Tony Nathan. And Nathan picks up the first down. Nathan 11 yards to the 34-yard line. Demetrius Johnson makes the tackle, and it's a first down. Here's that defense, the basic 3-4 with Williams, English, and William Gay. The linebackers, Jimmy Williams, August Curley, Allerman, and Angelo King. And in the secondary, Watkins, McNorton, Johnson, and Grant. Ron Davenport comes into the offensive set. And Davenport gets the call. And Davenport to the 42-yard line. It'll be second down and a long two, as August Curley is the man who stopped him. Roy Foster, the lead block on the play. And Miami coming right at Detroit with what Detroit has as their offensive strength. They're running right at them.
Looks like Don Shula right now wants to help his defense also, and the best way that he can do that is to control the ball. There's Don with John Sandusky to his right, his offensive coordinator.
Tony Nathan, fumble, and Detroit should come up with it. Number 79, William Gay, has the ball. Key turnover here for the Detroit Lions. They have excellent field position at the Miami 44-yard line. William Gay recovering the fumble, and Miami does not make those kind of mistakes that often.
57, Dwight Stevenson knocks number 78, Doug English, off the ball about 5 yards. It's outstanding block, and 79, William Gay, the Detroit recovers the fumble. Look at Stevenson come off the line. He breaks him down. You don't make a better block than Dwight Stevenson just made on Doug English.
And now Detroit goes back to their single-back offense, and here is Jones. 5 yards to the 39-yard line. It'll be second down and 5 as Hugh Green makes the tackle.
It's going to be very important for Detroit now to make sure that they take advantage, number one, of the turnover and field position, and continue to give the ball to number 30.
Right at the beginning of the ballgame, they came out with a one-back offense. They ran 3 or 4 times, very successful. Then they went to two backs, play action. Then they threw, and they were in trouble in that situation. Here's their strength right here. And here is Jones. Just keeps plowing. 8 yards to the 31-yard line. Brzezinski stops him, but not before he has the first down.
Hugh Green is the catalyst for this defense. Hugh Green has got to do what A.J. Dewey did for their defense. Now 30 is finding a soft spot. Number 59, Bob Brzezinski, makes the play, but not after number 87, David Lewis, the tight end, makes the key block.
5 carries now for James Jones. He's rushed for 25 yards, and here he comes again, a 5-yard average. Here he picks up about 3, maybe 4. And Hugh Green was there, number 55, along with Jackie Shipp. 2 linebackers joining to bring down James Jones.
What the single-back offense will do is keep Hugh Green and Bob Brzezinski, the 2 Miami linebackers, covered by 2 tight ends. That gives James Jones the opportunity to find any hole or soft spot across the entire line of scrimmage. So he may get the ball and cut back all day long, and he's going to run to daylight.
Now it's 2nd down and 7. Normally in this situation, the NFL team is going to be throwing. We expect them here, though, to stay running.
Yes, stay running and try to get half the yardage.
And here's Jones. And he battles to the 23-yard line. So he gets 5. It was 2nd and 7. It'll be 3rd down and 2 as Brudzinski makes the tackle along with Bud Brown.
James Jones, #1 draft choice from the University of Florida, needs to carry the ball. Great backs get better as they do this. Here he's taking a pitch out. He's now looking for the blocking. Now he just accelerates through the hole. Big, strong, picks up those extra 3 or 4 yards and knocks over the free safety, Bud Brown, number 43.
And also the clock is running. Under 8.5 minutes to go, first quarter. 3rd down and 2. No score. At the Miami 23. First down. Needed 2, got 3 to the 20-yard line. Mark Brown with the tackle.
One of the things that Don Shula was worried about yesterday was his nose tackle and his 2 inside linebackers. That triangle. There's 99, George Little. Now, James is getting the ball. He turns to the inside. He just has to pick up the necessary yardage for first down, and they're inside the 20-yard line. They got a first down. They've got to capitalize, as we said earlier, on the Miami fumble.
I thought they had the first down. They're bringing the chains out for the measurement.
Now, they're measuring for it, and there they've got it clearly. Got a first down. Now it's important to make sure they come out of this drive with points. I think that had they not made it, Detroit very easily would have gone for the first down.
Check of the scoreboard. Tampa Bay 7, New England nothing first quarter. Of course, Tampa Bay, that could be an upset working. Chicago 7, Minnesota nothing first quarter, as expected. And of course, that score important to Detroit Lions fans. They mark it at the 21-yard line, first down. And play action. And Hipple will be sacked for the 2nd time in the ball game. Hugh Green got him. And I'm beginning to wonder now. Hipple last week went out of the ball game with a chest bruise and back spasm, and he just you cannot recover that quickly during the week. It's got to be bothering him some.
Well, this is a play-action pass. He really doesn't have any place to throw. What he should do right now is get rid of the ball. Hugh Green, number 55, makes the sack, but a quarterback at that point has to make the right decision. He lost 9 yards on that sack. The worst thing that could have happened, he could have 2nd down and 10 to go. Now he has 2nd down and almost 19 to go. And
that is Miami's 2nd sack, 2nd and 19, 30-yard line. Play action fake. Hipple rolling right, throwing, and it is complete at the 11-yard line to Leonard Thompson. Close to the first down. Bud Brown and Paul Langford were there for the defense. But this time, Hipple faked, showed play action, rolled to the right, and completed the pass to Leonard Thompson.
Eric Hipple now is faking to number 30, James Jones. Now he's coming out. He's got good protection. He's looking upfield. He finds Leonard Thompson, number 39, who's running a crossing pattern, and 43, Bud Brown, makes the tackle, and they're measuring right now, and if they have a first down, it's going to be inside the 15-yard line, but it's going to be inches short. Give the ball to big number 30, and he'll pick it up for you.
3rd down and a foot. The Lions have been outscored 48-23 in the first quarter. And the Miami defense has allowed only 7 points in the first quarter this year. All that may change immediately.
We're halfway through the first quarter, and Detroit has owned the football. Marino has yet to throw a pass.
Miami ran 3 offensive plays and fumbled. And there is Jones, first down, 8-yard line. First down and goal to go. James Jones from Fort Lauderdale and attended Florida.
James Jones now just going for short yardage. He has good vision. He was going up the field. He picked his hole to the outside and picked up another key first down. And Miami has had problems all year long. The last 2 games, they gave up 476 yards to Tampa Bay and the New York Jets.
James Jones, the #1 draft choice in 1983. He's the single back. First down goal to go. Here's Jones. Juggles it on the exchange. Still goes to the 7. It'll be second down goal to go there as Jackie Shipp makes the tackle. Now, this close in, can you stay with that running attack because your defense does not have as much ground to cover and they can crowd you in?
Well, right now they have a second down call. I would look at this point for them to run a play-action pass or try to drop back and throw the ball into the end zone.
Jones now 10 carries, 40 yards rushing with 5:52 to go first quarter. Nichols in motion. Here's Jones to the right side. They'll string him out, and he'll pick up only a yard to the 6-yard line. Bud Brown was there. So it's now third down and goal to go at the 6. You've got to throw here because if you don't go in, you're going to go with a field goal on your last play on the 4th down.
These 80,000 people boo him right out of the stadium if they don't throw the ball now on third down. But he wants to be careful because the recovered fumble took up a lot of time, and once you get inside the 20, if you don't get the 7 points, you have to come out with a field goal, and they have Ed Murray, who has a .736 percentage, the second highest percentage in the history of the game behind Nick Lowry of Kansas City.
Alvin Ward checks in the backfield. Rubik, the other tight end, comes out. Hipple, a pump fake, throws there, touchdown. Hipple to James Jones. Touchdown, Detroit lead.
Eric Hipple's going to James Jones. He's like a good vaudeville show. He can entertain you in a lot of ways. There's James Jones wide open. He ran the ball down here. Now he's caught it for a touchdown.
And the extra point is there, and Detroit is out in front by a score of 7-0.
We're not a company, but we'll give you a chance to work where there's always a challenge. We'll give you opportunities to learn, to develop, to perfect skills that you thought were beyond your reach. We'll help you build a career that can reward you for the rest of your life. We're not a company, we're your country. We're the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
We brought solar telecommunications to the jungles of Colombia, microwave telecommunications to Mexico and Spain, optical fiber telecommunications to Belgium, and satellite telecommunications to Algeria, China, and Italy, to name just a few of the countries. G. No, GTE.
America's favorite pastime returns to NBC as the nation's top rollers battle it out for Bowler of the Year honors. Join Jay Randolph and Bowler of the Decade Earl Anthony for the PBA Fall Tour next Saturday on NBC.
Dan Marino has not thrown a pass, and we have 5:37 left to go. First quarter, Detroit leads 7-0, and Ed Murray will be kicking off. With feet back on the return, the #1 draft choice from Florida, Lorenzo Hampton. At the 5-yard line, 10, 15. Good return, flag is down. The return to the 33-yard line, a return of about 27 yards, but they'll bring that back. Usually in this case, it's blocking from behind. John Bostic made the tackle for the Lions. Oh, it's going to be holding against the Dolphins. So Miami has not shown any offense thus far. They've had the fumble recovered by William Gay. And Detroit capitalized on that, moving in from 44 yards out in 11 plays. Steve Clark called for holding and will place the ball back at the 15-yard line. First down. Reno with Woody Bennett and Tony Nathan in the backfield. Matt Moore and Mark Clayton spit away his wide receiver. Play action with pressure. Reno steps away, throws, drop. On target to Mark Clayton. It was a gain at that point of 18 yards and a first down.
Charlie, he would have run a bunch had he made that catch. Marino showed that good athletic ability. He's dropping back now to pass. Play action fake. Now watch him step up in the pocket, avoid the rush. Now find number 83, Mark Clayton. He hits him between the 8 and the 3, and he would have ran a bunch, maybe to the midfield on that drop.
Second down and 10. Hampton in the backfield now. And Woody Bennett, the first back through, gains 5 to the 20, so it'll be third down and 5 as Angelo King makes the tackle. Let's look at the standings. In the AFC East, with Miami and the New York Jets tied for the lead, the record of 5-2. New England 4-3, Indianapolis 2-5, Buffalo 1-6. And the Jets are hosting Seattle. They are scoreless in the first quarter. The Jets have never defeated Seattle. And some teams just own other teams, and they do.
They've beaten 7 straight times.
Third down and 5, 6 to the secondary for Detroit. And Marino operates from the shotgun against the 4-man rush. Throws high, tipped, and is incomplete. Tipped by John Bostic. Bobby Watkins was trying to get there in time to pick up the interception, and he couldn't. And Joe Rose, the intended receiver.
Miami is not playing the way they played before. They're self-destructing. They're dropping passes. Here we are in a shotgun. He's got good protection. He steps up into the pocket. He throws to Joe Rose, number 80, for a first down. And Joe Rose makes those catches. After 42, John Bostic makes the tackle.
Reggie Roby will be kicking. Second in the AFC in average. It's third in the entire NFL. And he'll be kicking to Pete Manley. And Manley last week a 63-yard punt return for a touchdown against the 49ers. Good kick. Manley at the 32. And he's wrapped up at the 47-yard line. So he returns it for 15 yards. Detroit has the ball, and they have good field position. Bruce Hardy makes the tackle. We'll be back in a moment.
In the past, you saw a big Ford 4x4 pickup carry a Chevy pickup up this monster mountain of boulders. But now we're going to top ourselves by carrying a Chevy and towing a Dodge pickup up the same mountain. Because this year, Ford has the most powerful lineup of V8 engines, gas and diesel, of any pickup. And only Ford has independent front suspension for ground-grabbing traction. No wonder they're America's best-selling full-size pickups. The best-built American trucks are built for tough.
Betty Dorfman before the Nikon One Touch. Betty after the Nikon One Touch. The Parfit family before the Nikon One Touch. The Parfit family after. Mr. Dennis Pinkstaff before. Mr. Pinkstaff after.
This is great.
The new autofocus auto flash Nikon One Touch. It's so easy to use, it's given thousands of people something they've always wanted.
Oh, the baby's a week old. Got any pictures?
Pictures they can be proud of.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it takes a love.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it takes a love.
This fall, NBC Sports has a November to remember when the starting gate snaps open, hoofs thunder, and hearts pound at the Breeders' Cup. 7 championship races, the richest event in the sport of kings. Live from New York, America's Day at the Races, the Breeders' Cup. A November to remember on NBC.
The Breeders' Cup starting off that November to remember here on NBC. Be sure to be with us. Here's an offensive change. Larry Lee, number 64, replacing Don Greco at right guard. Roby's punt, 48 yards. Return officially 16 yards by Pete Manley. And the ball is at the 48-yard line. And here's Alvin Moore. And Moore to the Miami 48-yard line. That's a gain of 4, so it will be second down and 6 as Doug Betters makes the tackle. Today's telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Detroit Lions and the National Football League is prohibited.
They're in a single back now, but they're doing with Alvin Moore. James Jones is getting a rest on the sideline.
Second down and 6. Oh, here's a little mystery. There are no remaining backs here.
I think they're going to throw.
I think so. If they're not, we've got a scoop. It goes deep, and it is incomplete to Alvin Moore. But there was indecision. That was a mistake, I think. William Judson had the cover.
It looked to me like 24 Alvin Moore was involved in this because he was on a 3-receiver side. They were trying to isolate number 24 Alvin Moore, but Miami secondary responded to it. That was very interesting for Detroit to go into the no-back offense on that particular play.
So it is third down. And now Miami expects him to throw. They have 5 in the secondary. But Hipple is not too agile today. And he has pressure, gets it off. Pass is complete. First down, 40-yard line. It's Mark Nickel. Paul Langford makes the tackle, but Detroit is the first down.
Hipple's dropping straight back. He's got a one-on-one with Nichols, 86, on 44. Paul Langford makes a nice catch. Number 86 for another key first down. And the pressure's coming from the outside. 55, Hugh Green. 75 is being blocked by number 70, Keith Johnny, and they've got good protection.
Moore, he wants to throw. It's a terrible pass. Oh. Rubik, the intended receiver. Blackwood was there for the defense. The pass was out of bounds. That was terrible.
I think Alvin Moore forgot to lick his fingers because that was a terrible pass.
Let's go back to James Jones and the one-back offense. That has been the success story so far. You said it at the top of the show. We now have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. When they run James Jones from the single back, they're successful. Nothing else really has worked.
That play, I think you outsmart yourself. If you want to throw the ball, let Eric Hipple do it. If you're going to run the football, which is I think you should do, give it to number 30, as we said all along.
Second and 10. Here is Jones. And he battles his way for 9 yards. It'll be third down and 1, maybe a yard and a half. Brudzinski makes the tackle at the 32-yard line, so it'll be third down and 2.
This is a delayed play. He'll step to the left because he wants to pick up his blockers. Now he turns up inside. There's 75, Lomas Brown. He doesn't do very much. That was just a very fine hole, and James Jones found it. There's Dorney now, number 70, number 1 draft choice from Penn State, who's doing a lot of blocking for James Jones and opening up some big holes on that side against 75. Doug Betters, a former Pro Bowler.
And Miami thus far has run only 7 plays, including a punt. And here's Jones, first down, 26-yard line. Gain of 6, flag is down. Brudzinski with the tackle.
And it looks like a holding penalty.
It will be against the Detroit Lions. In this kind of a ball game against a team of the Miami Dolphins caliber, they cannot afford to make those mistakes.
Well, it's another key first down inside the 30-yard line.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 87 on the offense. It's still third down.
That's tight end David Lewis. So the down goes over. The play comes back with the penalty. The ball at the 42-yard line. So it is third down and 12.
That's David Lewis, 87. And what he did is he extended his hands and illegally used them on a running play. Now he's wondering if he was the guy that was accused. He's in a state of flux right there. But they caught him, and it was key because they had a key first down, as we said.
And he was making the motion to Chuck Everling, the referee. Said, was it me? Was it me? What did I do? He didn't realize that, that he got the hands extended. It's third down and 12. After throw. Here's Hipple. The pump fake, drills this one, Pass is complete to Nichols. Fumble. It is picked up and down the sideline, but they may have blown it dead. That's Manley. The officials are going to bring it back at the 32-yard line. Robert Sowell was there for the Miami defense. They're going to spot the ball at the 32. That's a gain of 10. It'll be 4th down and 2, and Ed Murray will come in with a field goal attempt.
Miami was in a 3-man line, and so you can see the coverage they have. 5 people underneath and 2 secondary supporting it. They throw the ball. It's just not enough for first down to 86. Mark Nichols. Now they're kicking the field goal, which is a wise thing to do.
From 50 yards away. And it is good.
A little confusion can be fun, but not when you're looking at long-distance phone companies. Because all companies aren't the same, you have to watch out for the unexpected. No operator service and no service from any small town. Different levels of transmission quality and no immediate credit for wrong numbers. Only one company comes with no surprises. AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
AT&T, the right choice.
Ford Escort is the world's best-selling car. Nobody can seem to catch it. Escort outsells Nissan Sentra, Honda Civic, and Toyota Tercel by nearly 2 to 1 or more. And with its more powerful engine, Escort could make the gap even wider. So while Ford Escort continues to be the world's best-selling car, the competition somehow seems to miss the boat.
Get 8.8 financing on 4- and 5-speed manual transmission Ford Escorts now.
Every day, we face a simple truth. The world is getting more and more complex. Technology from a company called TRW helps find patterns in complexity and gives us perspective. So when we look at the world, it's a little simpler to understand. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
This fall, NBC Sports has a November to remember with the network premiere of the Kapalua International. One of the world's richest tournaments has drawn the always unpredictable Lee Trevino and an international field of golfers to the beautiful shores of Maui. The Kapalua International makes it a November to remember on NBC.
1 minute and 13 seconds. That is the time remaining. First quarter, and Detroit is out in front of Miami by a score of 10-0. Ed Murray, who will be kicking off his longest field goal of the year from 50 yards away. Lorenzo Hampton is the deep back on the return. And this is sailed into the end zone. It'll be down 5 yards deep. And Miami will go to work for the 3rd time in the ball game, this time at their own 20-yard line, first down. They ran 3 plays. The 3rd was a fumble. They ran 4 and out, the 4th being a kick. And don't forget, NBC will be back here in the Silverdome on Thanksgiving afternoon for the 46th Thanksgiving Day Classic. It all started here in Detroit in 1934. They did not play, of course, during the war years. 14 times it was Detroit and Green Bay. That's what everybody remembers when you go back to Thanksgiving. This time, the Jets in Detroit, Merlin Olsen and Dick Enberg will be here for NBC Sports. So be sure to bring an extra turkey leg along and sit down in front of the television set and watch Dick and Merlin work. Quick screen outside, pass is complete to Clayton. And Clayton goes from the 20 to the 24-yard line, maybe the 25. Angelo King makes the tackle.
Whatever thoughts Miami had of running the football are over right now. That was a quick screen to Mark Clayton, and I think what they want to do right now is to get a look at the stat in the first quarter. I think the Lions have achieved their goal. 11:51 to 2 minutes. They wanted to do there, getting back to Mark Clayton, is just complete a pass and get the rhythm back into their offense.
2nd down and 5. Marino throws, and this one is caught at the 45-yard line. Nat Moore with a comeback pattern at the 45. A gain of 20 on the first down. Bruce McNorton makes the tackle. First down in the ball game for Miami.
Well, when you're judging quarterbacks about the strength of their arm, you don't judge them any better than Marino completing that pass. Although it was about 18 to 21 yards upfield, it's about a 44-yard pass when you take into consideration the depth and the width of the pass.
And time runs out. That is the end of the first quarter. Detroit leads it 10-0.
When you're 100% pure beef.
The beef goes on.
When you're sear sizzled, lean and juicy.
McDonald's beef goes on.
Your great beef taste goes on and on.
You're all beef, your beef, lean and hot. So your big beef taste just won't stop. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. The beef goes on.
It's Don Shula, the winningest coach in the NFL, admired and respected by millions.
Sure, winning is important on the field, but winning is also important in the home, in the community. The National Football League is concerned not only about professional football, but they're also concerned about you and I in the community. Contrary to what people believe, a lot of good things do happen in Miami. It's a city where people have come, they've migrated there, and they've been able to establish a new life. Families that have been broken have been able to get it back together. There have been community services such as United Way that have been able to help these people get back on track and to make it and to start a new life and to realize that dream that they had when they came to Miami. That's why I have such faith in United Way. It gives to all different types of families, regardless of race, creed, or color. It's there to help the needy, and that's what's important to me.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
This is Charlie Jones, Sam Rutigliano. Sam, this is the game day program that you get at the... And look what's inside. Can we see? It's an article on our leader, Ted Nathanson. It's a very good one. And Ted, of course, the coordinating producer and also the outstanding director, will be directing here on Thanksgiving Day, also the Super Bowl. And I worked with Ted first time 21 years ago when I first came to NBC. And the nicest thing is that the first time I was in New York is that he took me out to dinner. You know, and he included me. And I've always remembered that. Thank you, Ted. Ted's here observing today. And Lorenzo Hampton is observing the artificial surface as he is really upended.
Miami has to get something going right now on this drive. They've got good field position. Marino's going to pitch the ball, hand the ball off to 27, Lorenzo Hampton. He follows his blocking, goes up inside, and follows a good block by number 61, Roy Foster.
And it's 2nd and 6 at the Miami 49-yard line. Reno, quick pop, tight end, over the middle. It's Dan Johnson, fumble. Detroit dives for it. The official is going to say no, that Dan Johnson did not have possession. It was not a catch. It's an incomplete pass. Demetrius Johnson was there for Detroit.
That's the third drop pass for Marino, and they haven't had the ball for 3 minutes totally.
What causes drop passes?
There's the stats right there, which is unbelievable. Time of possession, and Detroit's plan now couldn't be working better. Marino is not on the field when Detroit's on offense.
I'll come back to the question. What causes drop passes?
Concentration, lack of concentration. The receiver is not concentrating on the ball.
3rd down and 6. Reno fires a sliding reception by Joe Rose. Has it at the 30-yard line. 21 yards on the play. William Graham with the tackle. Now let's go to Bob Costas for an update, NFL 85.
Charlie, on the pregame show, Pete Axtell suggested this might be the week for Tampa Bay. Well, watch this play. Keith Browner, one of the 3 Browner brothers in the NFL, recovers the Grogan fumble. Moments later, James Wilder scored from the 1. Earlier, DeBerg had hit Giles for a TD. It's 14-0 Bucks.
14 upset Sunday. It's here again. It is working at the Silverdome right now. Detroit leading, and of course working there with a score that Mom just gave us. Here's Hampton. Off of the left side to the 26-yard line. It was a first down at the Detroit 30. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Angelo King makes the tackle at the 26, along with Kurt Ellerman. Angelo King starting at right linebacker in place of Mike Cofer. Cofer coming up with that broken hip in practice. When he was leaping over a player, came down, jammed it. It bothered him a little. Didn't really notice that night until he was watching television at home and started to get up, and he couldn't get up. I told him I had that problem all the time. Here's Tony Nathan. Nathan jumping to the outside. This leans at the last possible moment to the 20-yard line. Ellerman had a hold of him, and it could well be another first down.
Tony Nathan has been the big man at the big time for the Dolphins this year. He caught 2 key passes in their victory last week against Tampa Bay. It's a draw play. He fakes it to Woody Bennett, 34. Now Nathan bounces to the outside. Look at the block at 34. He blocks number 79, then comes off and blocks 95, Kurt Alleman. Woody Bennett made 2 great blocks on that particular play.
At the Detroit 20-yard line, 12:20 time remaining first half. Here's Marino. Over the middle, this one is caught. What happened?
It must have been too much time because they negated the play right away.
No. The pass was complete. Demetrius Johnson was trying to pull down Mark Clayton, and everything stopped.
Maybe all the officials didn't have their whistles in their mouth.
No, that is strange.
We haven't gotten a call on it right now because apparently it's second down. They're going to repeat the play. Detroit came in with a nickel defense, which gives them a 4-man rush and good coverage, 5 or 6 defensive backs.
Was it incomplete? No, it was first and 10. Now it says second and 10. I really don't understand. What happened? Hampton for a yard. Eric Williams for the defense. Was the ball dropped? It could have been, and we were screened off from it. I simply did not see it. We'll go back to the replay.
Marino's sitting in the pocket now. He's going to deliver the ball. It looks like it's a completion. Nope. It hits his right hand and goes to the ground. It's an incompleted pass.
And I never did see the ball. Oh, it came up in his arms. Okay, I never did see it hit the ground. My mistake.
Let's watch Mark Clayton, number 83.
3rd and 9. Reno has time. End zone. Flag is down. Rose has it. But there's a marker on the play at the 12-yard line.
It's going to be a touchdown. They had a penalty against number 27, Bobby Watkins, against 83, Mark Clayton.
And Miami is on the board.
They're doubling both the outside receivers. Here's a man who sees everything. He was going to go to Mark Clayton, but he finds Joe Rose right in the middle of the defense. It's pretty good coverage, but Joe Rose jumps right in front of Alvin Hall, number 35, for the touchdown. There's Dan Marino again, having outstanding vision of seeing the entire field, and he found Rose right in the middle of the defense, and they broke a double zone defense where the hole is right in the middle.
And Miami moved on the drive a total of 80 yards. Rivez with Strock holding, but flags go down before the ball is snapped. It's Detroit 10, Miami 6 with the extra point still to come. 80-yard drive in 10 plays. A 19-yard touchdown pass from Marino to Rose.
Encroachment, number 79 on the defense.
That's William Gay.
The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
For Dan Marino, that is his 12th touchdown pass of the season, and for Joe Rose, his 2nd touchdown reception. And the drive took 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Here's the extra point, and it is good. It is Detroit 10 and Miami 7 with 11:29 to go, second quarter.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays the Audi all-wheel drive 4000 CS Quattro from the swift completion of its appointed rounds. Audi, the art of engineering.
Yes, the telltale sign of high-quality Owens Corning building products. Products like attic blanket insulation to help you save on home heating and cooling costs. Long-lasting Owens Corning roof shingles with a heart of pink fiberglass. And easy-to-install fiberglass ceiling panels.
Unbeatable, as you can plainly see.
Owens Corning. Our building products put your house in a pink.
We've got what it takes.
At True Value Hardware stores, we have a lot of different customers. Professionals and do-it-yourselfers of all different ages. But they all have one thing in common. They all know about the great service they get at True Value. We take the time to treat people right, and that's what keeps all those different customers coming back.
Thanks, Don.
Time and time again.
We've got what it takes, True Value.
Today's game is brought to you by the 1986 Volkswagen. It's not a car, it's a Volkswagen. By Castrol, the motor oil engineered for smaller cars. And by Honda All-Terrain Vehicles, inventors of the ATC 3-wheeler and 4-Trax 4-wheeler. This is Charlie Jones, Sam Retigliano with 11:29. That is the time remaining in the first half, and Miami finally got that offense uncranked, and it's a 10-7 ball game. Detroit leads it. The Bays will be kicking off for the Dolphins. And the deep back on the return is Alvin Hall. He's in the middle with Carl Bland and Pete Manley off on the wings. And this will be taken at the 10-yard line by Manley. Manley to the 20, the 25. Needed a block. He returns to the 35-yard line. One more block, and he might have gone all the way. Mac Moore of the Dolphins makes the tackle.
Manley returned the punt last week for a touchdown, 63 yards, and that's what he needed to find that opening, and it gives you a tremendous amount of confidence as a return man.
26 yards on this return, and Detroit has excellent field position to start this drive at their own 35-yard line. Again, they go back to the one-back offense with James Jones. Jones to the 38-yard line, a gain of 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7 as Mark Brown makes the tackle. Let's check the scoreboard. We've got a lot of scores, so we'll give you a quick rundown of everything else that's going on today. No score between the Jets and Seattle, second quarter. Denver way out in front of Kansas City, second quarter. Chicago leading Minnesota, but it's close. The margin is 3. Washington 14, Cleveland nothing. St. Louis leading Houston. Houston still with their problems. Atlanta in front of Dallas Cowboys having first quarter problems. Tampa Bay 14, New England 3 in the second quarter. Little play action fake. Hipple wants to go deep. And the pass is complete to his tight end, David Lewis. First down at the Miami 42-yard line. Glenn Blackwood makes the tackle along with Paul Langford.
The single back is going to help him, and we've talked enough about that. But play-action passes will help because Miami's trying to run to defend the run. Now, Hipple gives him a lot of time, and he finds 87 right in the middle of the zone. David Lewis, and 47 and 44 finally makes the tackle, Paul Langford, the corner. But they're going to have to throw a play-action pass to mix in with the good run offense.
And a gain of 20 yards just inside the Miami 43. And here is Jones again. Dives to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 4. James Jones now has carried the ball 14 times, has 56 yards rushing, and we still have 9.5+ minutes to go in the first half. Mark Brown with the last tackle. Buffalo leading Philadelphia 10-0. That's the second quarter score. And Indianapolis 7, Green Bay 0 in the first quarter.
Is there anybody that's safe in this league on any given Sunday?
You made a statement earlier, the best team always doesn't win on Sunday. Some teams win a lot, some teams don't win at all, but it looks like the upsets are underway once again. And here is Alvin Moore for Detroit. Doug Betters with the tackle. Detroit leading here by a score of 10-7 over the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins, of course, favored coming into the ballgame.
Don Shula said it yesterday on the field during their practice. He was very concerned about his 2 inside linebackers and his nose tackle. And they're gaining a lot of yards running the football. And the 2 inside linebackers are Jackie Shipp, Mark Brown, and the nose tackle is Mike Charles.
Third down 5. Hipple has completed 5 of 7. 60-yard story, including the touchdown pass. This was complete. First down is Leonard Thompson. He'll score. Hipple to Thompson, 38 yards.
Wow, that's what you call hitting a receiver, number 39, Leonard Thompson, when he's got it in high gear. And no one even made an attempt to try to stop him, and he went in for the touchdown.
Ed Murray with the extra point. And Detroit again leads by 10, 17-7.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence, become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the armed forces. It's a great place to start.
You know, more people trust Midas for the values they get in mufflers, shocks, and brakes. The value of a free inspection. The value of a written estimate. And best of all, the value of a good deal, like this.
Get STP's famous oil treatment, son of a gun protector, and money-saving STP coupons free when you have any Midas product installed. It's another value that'll help your car inside and out. Hurry, this offer won't last forever.
Trust the Midas touch.
Volkswagen Golf for German-engineered handling and performance.
That's funny. I bought the Golf for its durability.
I don't believe this. We bought the Golf for its space.
Are they crazy? We bought the Golf for its price.
Golf. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
I bought a Golf and I'm not even in the commercial.
Game day. The NFL 85 locker room. Meet Pete Axtell, our own prognosticator and pundit, here preparing his picks of the week. Though his calls can be controversial, you'll always get predictions with a point of view from Pete Axtell, part of the team that's putting the fun back in football.
A 65-yard drive in 5 plays, and a trivia note, Detroit is trying to become the first team in NFL history to defeat back-to-back at home the previous year's Super Bowl teams.
Does that give them any kind of a credibility of going to the Super Bowl this week?
I know. Maybe only for this week, because it's a long year. But they beat the 49ers last week. Joe Carter bobbles the ball, picks it up, and returns still, though, to the 23-yard line. And Alvin Hall makes the tackle at the 23. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Hipple got good protection. He sets in the pocket. Now you got man coverage. There's Leonard Thompson being covered man-to-man by number 28. It looks like McNeil, and no one touches him. When you have man-to-man coverage, you're not going to get any help from anybody on top. He's crossing the field. Now he hits him right in the numbers. He's second gear. He doesn't break stride. And Leonard Thompson, 11-year veteran, goes right into the end zone.
The last time Miami had the ball, they moved 80 yards in 10 plays. And Marino comes out throwing now to Nat Moore. Bobby Watkins makes the tackle, the line of scrimmage, the 23-yard line. And we got officials calling a timeout. And they're going to say it's second down the ball at the 33. There's the scoring drive. Hipple to Thompson. Eric Hipple, bruised chest, bad back and all, has thrown 2 touchdown passes to James Jones and now to Leonard Thompson. And for Thompson, the first touchdown that he has scored this year. Second down and under a foot. And here's the first down as Woody Bennett just rolls to the 48-yard line. 15 yards. William Graham with the tackle. First down, Miami.
There had to be a big block on Doug English, the nose tackle. Oh, he fakes it out. Stevenson stands up like a pass, and 78 Doug English moved to his left and left the hole wide open. He put too much pressure. Doug English put too much pressure on his two inside linebackers. It was a very cute move by the center, Dwight Stevenson.
Miami just outside their own 48-yard line. Detroit leads it 17-7 with 7:17 left to go second quarter. Marino throws far side. Pass is complete and out of bounds is Mark Clayton and should have the first down. They'll mark it at the Detroit, just outside the Detroit 41. Johnson and McNorton were there for the Lions. First down.
I don't think Detroit should score too quickly because it gives Miami the ball back. And you saw on that play, as I pointed out early, what a strong arm Marino has. That's a 14-yard pass, but it's actually 44 yards when you look at it in depth and width.
Marino has completed 6 of 10 for 84 yards and a touchdown. And here's Tony Nathan. Nathan, first down, 27-yard line. 14 yards and a first down. Angelo King with the tackle.
Nathan is the second back through, number 22. Gets a good block by 34 Woody Bennett, and he breaks him clean. Now, what Detroit has to do is they cannot allow Miami to score too quickly. They've got to make them lead a little bit because Miami has tremendous scoring power.
First down. They mark it to Detroit 26-yard line. Time of possession still 2-1 plus for the Lions. And Marino to throw. It is tipped at the line of scrimmage. It is incomplete. But what, Sam, you said earlier this season, the time of possession is only important if you're in prison.
Well, I think there's an exception to everything. Right now, the time of possession is very important because we said earlier, when Detroit has the ball, Marino's not in the game. Yeah. And you can see right now, it's very evident that Marino can move this football team.
6 minutes and 26 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. Detroit 17, Miami 7. Eric Hipple, 2 touchdown passes. Ed Murray, a 50-yard field goal. Marino to Rose, 19 yards, Miami's previous touchdown. Here's Marino with pressure, throws, and the pass is complete to Tony Nathan. And Nathan is inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line as King and McNorton make the stop. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Tony Nathan has been the big man all year long. There's Mark Duper in the press box watching the game, and Tony Nathan has taken up a lot of slack after the Dolphins lost Mark Duper. He had hurt his knee and was coming back and strained the hamstring trying to get ready for this game.
So he was expected earlier in the week possibly to be activated. He was not. Tom Vigorito was activated. And here's Woody Bennett. A first down at the 14-yard line. And Kurt Allman at the 11, a gain of 3. Let's mark it to 10. It'll be second down and 6. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
Your attention, please. Go for it. WDIV, Detroit.
This is Charlie Jones, Sam Retigliano. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Time remaining second quarter. Detroit leading Miami 17-7, but Miami on the move. Second and 6 at the Detroit 10-yard line. Here's Marino to throw. Fires this one. Passes. Good fake by Mark Clayton. He caught the pass, but the head fake cut back inside. Demetrius Johnson hit him, but he took Johnson for 3 or 4 yards.
And Detroit had tremendous pressure on Marino. But again, he has that vision and that sight and a quick release to a delay to Mark Clayton. Most quarterbacks would have been sacked in that situation, and now they have a first down inside the 5-yard line. There's Mark Duper looking on again, and I'm sure he would like to be in this football game.
First down goal to go just outside the 2. Miami earlier in the half moved 80 yards in 10 plays. Now trying to move 77 yards in 9 plays. And Nathan will lose 3 back to the 5. It'll be second down and goal to go. Bruce McNorton was there to cut him down.
Terrific play by number 29, McNorton. One of the things you have to do in short yardage inside the 5-yard line as an offense is prevent penetration. Now the fullback 34 needs to block him, Woody Bennett. See, he misses the block right there. 29 has excellent penetration, and it's an outstanding play in this particular situation.
Marino has completed 8 of 13, 104 yards and a touchdown. And he has second down goal to go at the 5.
Watch Tony Nathan, number 22. Marino needs to get 11 players on the field.
Bruce Hardy, the tight end, was late. Timing pattern is there to Nat Moore. He could have done it with 10 men. 13th touchdown pass for Dan Marino this year.
And Dan Marino basically did it with 10 men on the field. What he did was he just about got the snap and the ball was up. And he never gave the corner an opportunity to recover. The ball is up now. One step, the ball is up to the outside, and the corner cannot recover. Nat Moore catches over to the outside, and really, number 29, Bruce McNaughton, had difficulty covering that, and it was because of Dan Marino's quick release.
3:31, that is the time remaining in the first half, as once again Miami pulls within 3 of Detroit. 17-14. We'll be back with a kickoff.
Presenting
the defensive end of Miami.
Second down and 6. And here is Jones, and leading the way is Rich Stringer. And Hugh Green again is there for the defense.
Hugh Green made a great play on that trap. Number 64, Larry Lee, was trapping Hugh Green, and he actually trapped him, and Green came behind the trap, made an outstanding tackle, because that play would have gone for a lot more yardage.
Third down and 3, the ball just outside the 27-yard line. And we're moving on the 2-minute mark, time remaining in the first half. Detroit with the ball and a 3-point lead. Play action to Jones. Here's pressure on Hippel. Wobbly pass back to Jones. Jones is hit, fumbles the ball out of bounds. He was brought down by Jackie Schiff. They'll mark it out at the 31-yard line. If they do, it's a first down. And with that play, we arrive at the 2-minute mark. We've got a timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
The new German-engineered Volkswagen Golf. We made it fast. We made it agile. We made it big. And at this price, we may have made it hard to buy just one. Golf. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
It's supercharged. The new Energizer AA battery.
From Energizer Science comes the longest-lasting Energizer AA ever made. No other battery can outlast it. It's supercharged.
It's America's newest bundle of energy.
When you've got to go in ice and snow, you're going to go with Prestone.
Driving just 10,000 miles on weak, neglected antifreeze can leave a radiator looking this bad, while the Prestone radiator looks this good.
America goes with Prestone.
This fall, millions of people will change their antifreeze, but not their radiator hoses. It's an easy mistake to make, because hoses can look good outside even when they're wearing out inside. So put in Quality Gates hoses the next time you change antifreeze. Because if your hoses go, your car won't.
The NFL plays here, America.
First on Shula's aerial circus heads north to frosty Foxborough and a cold reception as the Dolphins meet the Patriots. Then the Silver and Black will be looking to make mincemeat of Seattle's Crown Chuck as the Raiders battle the Seahawks.
The NFL plays here on NBC. The action starts with NFL 85.
We're back in the Silverdome. Now, Keith Dorney has been out at offensive right tackle. He went in the locker room. Rich Stringer had replaced him, Stringer, with a key block a moment ago. Now, Dorney, during the timeout, came out of the locker room, came back onto the field, and Stringer has come out. And it was an x-ray of his toe, and it was negative. That is the report that we have. First down for Detroit. Just shy of their own 31-yard line. 2 minutes to go first half, and Detroit leads by 3, 17-14. And here's James Jones. 34-yard line, gain of 3, second down 7, and Hugh Green makes the tackle. Now, Hugh said last week that he had a worst game of his professional career. He's playing very well today.
Well, Schuler said yesterday they needed a leader on defense to replace A.J. Dewey. And I think that Hugh Green is that one. You know, if you have that one outstanding player on defense, it's like a communicable disease. It can spread in either direction. And the other 10 pick up, and they become infectious.
34-yard line, 2nd down and 7. And of course, Miami gave up a number 1 and a number 2 draft choice in 1986 for Hugh Green. And he is what they call an impact player. Play action. He makes an impact in the game. Pass is complete, far side, out of bounds. It's Leonard Thompson, 1st down, Detroit. At their own 45-yard line, gain of 11 on a 1st down. William Judson had the coverage on Leonard Thompson, who has caught a touchdown pass in the ballgame.
Very important now. They're up around midfield. They have 3 timeouts left, and they have Eddie Murray on the bench, who just kicked a 50-plus yard field goal.
50, right on 50.
50-yard field goal, right on the money. So it's going to be important for them right now. Don't worry about the touchdown. Fine if you get it, but let's get into field goal range. And utilize your timeouts. Utilize your timeouts.
And be sure to stay with us at halftime for NFL 85. 1st down, Detroit at their own 45. Here's play action. Here's Thompson. Thompson a head fake and leads forward to the Miami 45-yard line. Paul Langford was there for Miami and could well be another 1st down. And Detroit takes a timeout. We stop the clock with 58 seconds left to go in the 1st half. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay on top, quick feet. That's good for.
Man, I tell you, now that's tough to get the hang of.
So is that smokeless tobacco, Walt.
Go long cut now. It's real easy to use. Let's give it a try. Long cut means it packs easy, so it stays put between the cheek and gun.
Not moving around.
Yep, Skull Long Cut makes it real easy to enjoy tobacco without lighting up.
Got a nice taste to it.
And it comes in wintergreen or mint. Easy to use, great taste. That's Go Long Cut.
It's as easy as falling off a log. Walt?
58 seconds to go in the 1st half, and a lot of action on the Detroit sideline.
There's Eric Hipple talking to his right to Darryl Rogers, the head coach. But Joe Ferguson is right in the middle. And I spent some time in the locker room yesterday with Eric Hipple and Joe Ferguson. And Joe Ferguson is really the consummate backup player. He is actually happy in that role, and he's very much involved in helping Eric Hipple. And Joe Ferguson, as you know, was a 13-year veteran. And the big plus side to it, he's a University of Arkansas graduate, Charlie.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. My alma mater.
Joe Ferguson is really an all-pro in this offense right now, trying to help Eric Hipple.
And by the way, today's telecast is going throughout the state of Arkansas, so he has a lot of friends watching. Alvin Moore going for the 1st down to the 42-yard line. He has 3, and it is the 1st down for Detroit. They still have 2 timeouts remaining, and we're counting down now from 46 seconds. So they take a timeout. I do not understand this. I thought that Thompson would go to the sideline a minute ago, and here they would be throwing rather than running. So in reality, they have wasted 2 timeouts.
Well, they ran then, and so they had to call a timeout. Now they have 1 timeout left. You have to save that for the field goal, but if they complete a pass in the middle of the field, they're going to have to utilize that last timeout. I don't understand the run call on that play. Now they're talking to Bob Baker, their offensive coordinator, who has the glasses on, and Joe Ferguson is doing a lot of talking to Eric Hipple right now. The thing they're going to have to do is get the ball upfield.
About 10 yards.
About 10 yards, call a timeout, bring Ed Murray in, and attempt a field goal.
Now, program note, next Sunday, join NBC Sports for an exciting football doubleheader. The first game most of you will see, a battle in the East. New England Patriots take on the Miami Dolphins, and Miami's always had trouble at New England. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Kansas City, Houston. Those games also the first half of the doubleheader. Second half of the doubleheader, the Los Angeles Raiders against the Seattle Seahawks. Most of you to see that game. I'll be joining Merlin Olsen as Dick Enberg will be at the Breeders' Cup. Denver, San Diego, the Jets in Indianapolis. That is all next week here on NBC. Your team plays here, so kick off with NBC Sports.
Got to get the ball to Mark Nichols, 86, or Lennon Thompson, number 39.
Little play action fake. Hipple throws, far side, pass is complete at the 30-yard line. That'll be a 1st down in field goal range. Then Blackwood was there. It is David Lewis, the tight end.
They've got to go to a no-huddle offense right now. He's got to get his offense on the line of scrimmage, get him set, call out the play to either side. Now make sure, if you complete the pass, that you call a timeout.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't just step back and throw it away to stop the clock. He almost got in trouble.
Because had he taken a sack, Eric Hipple, had he taken a sack, it would have really hurt their field goal range. They're getting a signal right now from the offensive coordinator. See, Hipple right now has got pressure. What he should do right now is get rid of the football. And he does. He just throws the ball away.
I thought, though, when he came back, he'd throw it away, stop the clock, go to the huddle, regroup, and you still have plenty of time. There's still 20 seconds left, but they only have one timeout.
Again, they have to be very concerned right now about the completed pass and calling the timeout.
Hipple has completed 10 of 13, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. He throws this one complete and he scores! Mark Nichols! Hipple's third touchdown pass.
Hipple, who doesn't see it. Let's watch Hipple now. He completed the pass, and he's a cheerleader, and he's an official right now, and he's excited. He's been a much maligned quarterback here at Detroit, and there's Mark Nichols, the #1 draft choice, who's finally starting to pay off.
Hipple to hold. Here's the snap. Ed Murray with the extra point. It is good, and it is Detroit 24, Miami 14. So obviously the offense knew what they were doing. They were setting up the touchdown and not the field goal.
I'm very surprised about man coverage again. Hipple now is waiting for Mark Nichols to cross the field, and Paul Langford, number 44, is chasing him. And when you have man-to-man coverage, and 86 beats him there, if you complete that pass across the field, you're not going to have any help on top. It's an old adage in the National Football League. Crossing patterns against man-to-man coverage are going to give you big plays, and that's the second big play. The first came with Leonard Thompson against Don McNeil, and now another one, Mark Nichols against Paul Langford. And there's Darryl Rogers now talking to Eric Hipple. A couple of good plays.
And for Detroit, an 80-yard drive in 10 plays, and the Lions lead the Dolphins by 10 points with 13 seconds left in the first half.
That was Chuck Studley with the headset, the defensive coordinator, talking to Don Shula about the call and what was going on. That's Chuck Studley, the defensive coordinator right now, and he is visibly upset. You can see right now, he's not talking about what he's going to have for dinner tonight. But we have a football game now because Miami's got the great scoring power, and Detroit has been able to score.
Lorenzo Hampton 2 yards deep will down it in the end zone, so the clock remains at 13 seconds because in the last 2 minutes of either half on a kickoff, the clock does not start until the ball is touched in the field of play, the end zone not being part of the field of play. So now Marino and the Dolphins will go to work at their own 20-yard line with 13 seconds and 3 timeouts. You go deep immediately to see if you can get something going, then take a timeout and work with it, and if nothing happens, you just run out the clock and go to halftime.
If you're going to try to get in any kind of a score, which is difficult at this point with the time allotment, you throw deep, hoping to make an outstanding catch or have a penalty. Otherwise, sit on the ball and go in 24-14.
Detroit with 6 men in the secondary, and Miami with 13 seconds, matching the number on the back of the quarterback, Dan Marino. This is a screen, and it is incomplete. He overthrows Tony Nathan. Ooh, that could be dangerous.
It was a good call because Detroit was backed off on the linebacker area and the secondary area, and Tony Nathan might have been able to pick up 25 or 30 yards, then one completed pass, and their field goal kicker could attempt a field goal.
Wasn't there a famous screen pass near the end of a Super Bowl halftime that was intercepted by Squarick into the end zone for a touchdown and put that one away?
And Joe Theismann threw it.
That's right.
In the Super Bowl.
2nd down and 10. 8 seconds to go in the second quarter. Here's Tony Nathan. And Nathan to the 40-yard line, but in so doing now, they stop the clock 1 second. Miami has 1 second left of the clock. They take their timeout just in time. A gain of 20 yards to the 40, and it's first down. So here you go with a Hail Mary, and you you put it up for 60 or 70 yards, and what you really want is a defensive penalty because a half cannot end on a defensive foul.
And then they would have the opportunity to kick the field goal, but they'll probably bunch their receivers up and go for the some type of immaculate reception with a tip and someone catching the ball and hopefully going for the big play. Shula right now, with his arms crossed, is not very happy with his defense today. And this has been 3 weeks in a row. Tampa Bay last week scored 38 points against his defense.
And the last 2 weeks, the defense has given up
476 yards in 2 games. And
that's 476 each week.
Each week.
That's same right. Amount. And the complexion has changed from the standpoint we came in thinking that Detroit was going to run the ball, be conservative, low scoring. That's the way they're going to win. Now, they have shown offensive firepower.
Well, that's true, but I think their plan to run the ball gave them an opportunity to control this game. And the first quarter stat is one of the most important things. They had the ball almost 12 minutes.
3 wide receivers, 2 of them coming to the near side with Joe Rose, the tight end. So 3 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Detroit rushing 3 men. Marino buys time, goes back to the other side, and it is intercepted by Demetrius Johnson. And Johnson returns to the 45-yard line. As this half comes to an official close. At halftime, the crowd will tell you who's leading. Detroit 24, Miami 14. It is halftime at the Silverdome.
Tuesday, the A-Team fights urban terrorists.
There's a piece of nifty news.
With an army of winos.
Say hallelujah.
Then the Riptide guys
break into a bank.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
We're about to eat it.
And will Remington Steele go when wrestling with murder?
One can only guess.
Tuesday.
In Canada, where a 300-mile sled race across Thunder Bay is some people's idea of walking the dog, you don't make a faint-hearted light beer. Introducing imported Molson Light. Canadian taste has finally come to life.
America's car companies were looking for a special steel. It had to resist moisture, fight off road salt, and heal itself from scratches. But it also needed superior smoothness and paintability for the outside of the car. The steel, electro-galvanized. The steel company.
National Steel. When it comes to serving Detroit car makers, we're never satisfied.
Discover America when Celebrity Fantasies come true Monday afternoon at 4.
All right, time to check the scoreboard here at halftime. Seattle and the Jets, they're coming up to halftime at the Meadowlands, and it looked like the Jets would tie the game at 7 apiece. Seattle had the lead on a David Craig touchdown pass to Darrell Turner, but the Jets were threatening. Well, let's go back. Here's Kurt Warner. He sprained his ankle on Seattle's first possession, later came back in the second quarter. With the game scoreless in the second, O'Brien throws into the end zone. It's deflected and intercepted by the All-Pro Dave Brown, and that preserves the scoreless tie. Now David Craig with his 17th touchdown pass of the year. It goes to Darrell Turner, who's caught 18 passes this season, 8 of them for touchdowns, and that makes it 7-0. Moments ago, as time runs out in the half, the Jets look to tie it, but on the blitz, O'Brien is sacked. The ball is picked up by Jacob Green at the 20. 80 yards later, he is in the end zone for the touchdown. They just hit the extra point. Seattle leads it by a score of 14-0. They sacked O'Brien 5 times in the first half, and that last sack, obviously, really hurt the Jets. Denver and Kansas City coming up to halftime at Arrowhead, and the Chiefs look like they will lose their 4th in a row. 24-7 is the score at this point. Gerald Wilhite scored 2 touchdowns for the Broncos, then suffered a concussion. He's out for the rest of the game. Randy Robbins of Denver has blocked 2 punts, leading to 10 Bronco points. Miami and Detroit, that game at the Silverdome, where the Lions have been very tough on contending teams. beat Dallas there, beat San Francisco there, and now Don Shula's team trails 24-14 at halftime. It was 10-0 in favor of the Lions when Marino went to the air. From the 19-yard line, this bullet to Joe Rose for the touchdown. It closes the gap to 10-7, but not for long. Still in the second quarter, Eric Hipple, who's all banged up but managed to start today for the Lions, will go to Leonard Thompson. He makes the catch and then slips by everybody for a 38-yard TD that makes it 17-7. Marino comes back. The Dolphins had only 10 men on the field, and there you see Bruce Hardy. He arrives in the nick of time to give them 11, and Marino will find Nat Moore with this pass for a touchdown and brings them back to within 3 at 17-14. But before the half comes to a close, just 20 seconds until intermission, this 30-yarder from Hipple to a wide-open Mark Nichols for the TD that gives the Lions the 24-14 edge as they come up to halftime. The Lions looking to beat the incumbent Super Bowl teams in successive weeks since they beat the 49ers last Sunday. Chicago and Minnesota, not yet halftime at Soldier Field, a 10-7 lead for the Bears. One of their TDs, a 33-yard pass from Jim McMahon to Dennis McKinnon. Washington and Cleveland. The Browns turned the ball over the first 3 times they had it. The 2 TDs for the Redskins, a John Riggins run of a yard, and Joe Theismann hit Gary Clark with an 11-yard touchdown pass. Houston and St. Louis. The Cardinals are trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Let's take a look at some highlights from that game at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. The Cards are doing it without Otis Anderson in uniform but not playing because of an injured foot. Here is the game's only touchdown in the first half. Neil Lomax, who has been slumping, finds the veteran Pat Tilley with a 12-yard TD in the back of the end zone. Neil O'Donohue has a field goal, and Tony Zendejas has a couple of them for Houston. 10-6 Cardinals as they come up to halftime. Dallas and the Falcons, 14-10 in favor of the Cowboys. Close to the end of the second quarter in Dallas, Tony Dorsett, a 60-yard scoring run in that game. Tampa Bay and the Patriots. The Bucs come in at 0-7. Axe told us on the pregame show, this is the week for them. Well, Raymond Berry's team trails 14-13 against Lehman Bennett's Bucs as they come up to the end of the first half. Steve DeBerg hit Jimmy Giles 4 times for touchdowns last week against the Dolphins. This is the game's first TD. DeBerg to Giles. Fumble doesn't count. He got the ball over the line, and the score stands up. Moments later, Steve Grogan will be sacked, and he loses the ball as he is hit, and it's recovered by Keith Browner, one of 3 Browner brothers playing in the NFL this season. It led to a 1-yard touchdown run by James Wilder. They lead at 14-13. It was 14-0 at one point. The Bills and the Eagles, the game some of you are watching, that game has reached halftime. 10-0 in favor of Buffalo. And the Packers and the Colts at 2-5, Green Bay at 3-4. Indianapolis leads it, not yet at halftime. 17-10 the score in that ball game at the Hoosier Dome. Now please stay with us. We'll be back after these messages from your local stations.
Tuesday, the A-Team fights urban terrorists.
There's a piece of nifty news.
With an army of winos.
Hey, hallelujah.
Then the Riptide guys.
Break into a bank.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
We're about to eat it.
And will Remington Steele go when wrestling with murder?
One can only guess.
Tuesday.
Details, details. They're the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Details are what make a Kuppenheimer suit extraordinary. Every season, a new line of clothing is designed. The cut is carefully considered, the fabrics chosen from around the world, and the styling perfected. That's why when you put on a Kuppenheimer suit, sport coat, or slacks, you're getting a well-tailored garment. At Kuppenheimer, we don't cut corners to cut the price.
Continuing now at halftime, you know, when most folks are between the ages of 35 and 40, they're entering the primes of their respective careers. Not so when you're a football player, although there are exceptions. Here's young Bill McAtee.
The physical nature of the NFL clearly makes it a young man's game. The average career ends with a player's mid-20s. But there are those who have managed to hide from Father Time. In fact, the player that time forgot survived a career that spanned 4 decades. The venerable George Blanda was a rookie 4 years after World War II. He played 26 years. Current players who have survived in the middle age include Jeff Van Note of the Atlanta Falcons. John Riggins 14 years ago was a well-trimmed rookie out of the University of Kansas. But the longest tenure in the league belongs to Jan Stenerud. The 42-year-old Stenerud broke into the league with Kansas City in 1967.
As you well know, it's a matter of survival. It feels like your job is on the line every training camp, every preseason game, every game, and you just had to perform. And as long as you can do a good job and stay ahead of the posse, so to speak, you get to be an old player in the NFL.
I'm just an aging trouble boy, and in the wars I used to play, and I've called at you to many a torture session.
Defensive backs are known to talk a little bit. Do they talk to you about your age?
Nah, well, I think when we scrimmaged the Cowboys, I lined up against Emerson Wall. The first thing he said was, "You still out here, old man?" And the first thing I heard, I said, "Well, I can still beat you. Don't forget that now."
Perhaps the best-known senior citizen in the NFL is 36-year-old Lyle Alzado. Drafted in 1970 out of Little Yankton College in South Dakota, Lyle constantly punishes his body with a physical style.
And there are times that I actually, and I know many of my teammates feel the same way, that had tried to get out of bed and have to really crawl to the bathroom to wash their face or do whatever. So it's, yeah. It's very
Is it
difficult.
harder now than it was 14 years ago?
Yeah. Depends on the game, how physical it is. For me, yeah. I guess I've kind of been an outlaw and an outcast most of my career and most of my life. You know, I hung around with bad people when I was younger, and I seem to attract that even still today sometimes. So sometimes I think that I should have been born back in the West or in another era, because I don't think I belong here.
Now they say I am a war criminal, and I'm fading away. Father, please hear my confession.
Let me ask you this, to be honest. Do you ever stretch the rules a little bit?
I always do. I don't like rules. I mean, I don't like hurting somebody, but I don't like... some rules annoy me. It's a waste of time. Stupidity.
Oh, Father, please help me, for I have done wrong. The man's too big, the man's too strong.
There are young players that try and gain a reputation by playing against you and beating you and things of that sort. And there have been young players who've done good jobs against me. I mean, it happens. But it's the rematch that counts also.
Excellent choice of a cap on the part of Lyle Alzado. Our thanks to Bill McAtee, and NFL 85 halftime activities will continue in a minute. Stay with us.